Welcome back to Central Valley Wedding and Special Events. I'm Shara Roderick, and I'm here with Jalisca Thomason of Rustic Roots Floral Design. Thank you for joining me, Jalisca.
Anytime.
It's great to have you here. First of all, I love the name, Rustic Roots.
Thank you.
What inspired you to come up with that name?
I actually was inspired. I wanted to go into this business based on my grandparents. I've got a grandparent who is very, very active in the horticulture industry. I had another grandparent who is very into design, and just the rustic quality of weddings and family and the tradition behind it really inspired me. And then I grow a lot of flowers, so that's where the roots came from.
Really? So a lot of the flowers you use come from your own garden?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
So that's a lot of fun. It adds that neat twist where I can show brides pictures of seedlings that I've planted and like, hey, in 9 months when you get married, these are going to be in your bouquet.
Oh,
and that adds
so
another
exciting.
element of just personalization and a really unique service.
Absolutely. And how fun that must be for a bride to know that they're seeing their little flower grow right there, and then they get to have it in their bouquet.
Yeah, it's a neat. I like that aspect. I like being able to provide something for the bride the whole way through her journey as she's designing her wedding.
Absolutely, because it really is a journey. There is so much that goes into that wedding design process.
It is.
And the flowers add such a fresh and beautiful touch to it.
They do.
So when a bride is trying to figure out what direction to go with the florals, how do you have that conversation with her?
My first question is color. What color is she looking for, and then what kind of mood? Is it an elegant mood? Is it a whimsical mood? Is she more into making a modern statement, bold and clean? And we start using those adjectives to start pairing up the flowers based on color and style. And then from there we go into budget, of course, our favorite word.
Yes.
And ultimately we kind of design that full vision for her to make sure that she gets her vision on her day.
So for me, when I was trying to figure out what flowers I wanted for my wedding, I'm not that familiar with a lot of different flowers and specific names for them.
Right.
Do you find that often with brides? They come in and they aren't really 100% sure what they want?
Oh, absolutely. And I would never expect a bride to come in and order exactly what I would order from a wholesaler. That's okay. Really what I'm looking for is the inspiration. I need your vision, and then I communicate that with my medium, which is the flowers. So it's okay. You don't need to know the difference between a carnation and a peony and a dahlia. I know that, and I know what the different textures are going to do for you.
Which is such a wonderful service, because I think a lot of people, obviously we're talking about budget. Mm-hmm. Some people do think, oh, well, I'll cut some of the budget by doing the flowers myself. Right. But your expert advice really creates that look.
Exactly. And I do service a lot of DIY budget brides. There's definitely a market for that, and I'm respectful of all those budgets. But I think what it is when you ask for that help, that design help, you get a little bit more direction, a little bit more care, and then you're able to if you are doing it DIY, you have a lot more confidence in your own skill level. So your product is going to be better on your wedding day.
Wow, so you can really take a bride that does want to do a lot of it herself and coach her through the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing. Now, are you seeing certain trends with flowers right now, ones that are really popular?
I am. I've seen a huge increase in the use of a flower called protea. I know we flashed some pictures up there on the screen, and those pictures all feature proteas in the bouquets, which is really neat for me because they're a specialty flower for California. And I really appreciate using California-grown products.
That is awesome. So it is a true, authentic California look.
Absolutely. It's something very unique to this area.
That's amazing. Now, you were mentioning to me you have a favorite flower, but you don't work with it too often. Can you tell me about that?
My favorite flower is a daffodil.
So beautiful.
I love them. I love the smell. I love the bright, cheerful color. I grew up in the daffodil fields and lily fields in Northern California, and it just reminds me of my childhood. But not very much call for those in wedding work, so I have an entire section of my garden that's all daffodils.
I love it. You still keep them around.
I do, absolutely.
Now, how far in advance should someone contact you if they want to use your services?
I started booking actually last month for 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You're booking up.
I am. It's a good thing because it does take some time. I do offer limited bookings, so it's, I'm a little... It works.
Well, that makes sense because
a lot of it's seasonality.
Exactly, and you're giving a very specialized service. It's not like you can take on 20 brides for one date because you're not able to give them individual attention.
And especially in summer with the heat, like you spoke about with your last client, we can't do very much in the summer, and that affects a lot. But.
Absolutely. So if someone has their date in mind, they should contact you
Absolutely.
sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
And what's the best way to reach out to you?
The best way is to go to my website. I've got a contact form on there, and even if you're not quite sure how to answer those questions, give it your best shot, and I can always coach you through, and we can start developing things together.
Wonderful. Well, Jalisca, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great
Thank you.
to hear about what you do, and I love that you're even showing some floral in your dress today.
I've got a dress.
Wonderful. I love it. Thank you for joining me.